radical multiplication. Radical multiplication is not actually, the steps for radical multiplication are not too much different from multiplying polynomials. You could use lattice, box method, you can use traditional method, you can use FOIL if you only have a 2x2. But there are a lot of pieces and parts to simplifying radicals, right? Look back at skill 18, just simplifying straight up square roots. Skill number 22 is adding and subtracting with roots, and if you remember, you're only allowed to add roots that have the same exact square root component. All right, so a lot of those different pieces come together in skill number 33. If you haven't handled skill 18 yet, haven't handled skill number 22 yet, you're not ready for this. Okay, so this is going to be one of those topics where I say, if it seems like it's too complicated for you right now, you will do better to focus on one of the earlier topics in place of this. Multiplying these is not, like I said, too much different from multiplying by polynomials. All right, so if I use the traditional algorithm, it means I'm going to multiply this term times both of them. So we've got, this I guess I should also say. The initial multiplication is not too tough. The whole number, or the coefficient, multiplies coefficient, roots multiply roots. Okay, so when I'm doing 2 square root of 5 times 4 square root of 5, we got 2 times 4 is 8. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is the square root of 25. Okay? Then I'm going to go 2 square root of 5 times 7 square root of 2. So 2 times 7 is 14. Square root of 5 times square root of 2 is square root of 10. Then we're going to go 3. So I dealt with this. I multiplied this times each of those. Now I'm going to multiply 3 times each of these. And we've got 3 times 4 square root of 5 is 12 square root of 5. All right, 3 times 4 is 12. We don't have a square root part. Just bring your square root of 5 down. And then 3 times 7, 21, square root of 2. Okay? All that from our multiplying. Then check your square roots. All right, square root of 2 can't be simplified. Square root of 5 can't be simplified. Square root of 10 can't be simplified. But this one can be. All right, the square root of 25 is 5. So this is 8 times 5, which is just 40. All right, so my final answer. I can't combine any of these together because they all have different radical components. So this would be a final answer. All right, 21 square root of 2 plus 12 square root of 5 plus 14 square root of 10 plus that 40. All right, that's the final answer. It does not look much simpler than the starting answer, but if you remember, one of the main things you want to do when simplifying is get rid of parentheses, and that's what we've done. This guy, let's do this using lattice. I'm going to start my box up here, so each of my terms are already in position on the top. And then this will work very similarly to how it did for polynomial multiplication. This box here will be -5 square root of 3 times -4 square root of 21, right? So we got -5 times -4 is positive 20. I moved us up a little bit. Square root of 3 times square root of 21 is the square root of 63. Okay? I'm going to simplify right now. 63 is 9, perfect square, times 7, imperfect square. All right, so the 9 is going to break out. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 20 is 60. Square root of 7. All right, 60 square root of 7 is the actual simplified answer for that box. And this is where I'm saying, if you didn't deal with your earlier, how do I simplify square root stuff, this is going to be beyond you. All right, definitely if you didn't handle 18, you have to go back and do 18 before you can do 33. All right, negative 5/3 times, or negative 5 square root of 3 times 6 will be negative 5 times the square root of 18. All right, this also can break down into square root of 9 times 2, so square root of 9 is 3, negative 15 root 2. That's the final piece there. Let's go. 2 root 7 times the square root of 6. You've got 7 times 6 is 42. 2 square root of 42. That 42 can't get broken down at all. 4 square root of 2 times root 6 will be 4 root 12. 12 breaks down into 4 times 3. Square root of 4 is 2. Bring it out. 2 times 4 is 8 root 3. Four root 2 times negative 4 root 21 will be negative 16 times the square root of 2 times 21, 42. Again, we can't break that one down. And lastly, 2 root 7 times negative 4 root 21 is going to be negative 8 square root of 147, which can break down into 49 times 3. Square root of 49 is 7, negative 56, square root of 3. Now, bringing my pieces out of the boxes, I'm going to combine things that are alike. So let me start with my biggest square roots, 42. We have negative 16 plus 2, square root of 42 will be negative 14, square root of 42. All right. That took care of this and this. My next biggest square root is square root of 7. There's nothing to combine it with, so plus 60 square root of 7. My next one will be the square root of 3. 8 of them minus 56 of them is negative 48 square root of 3. And then lastly, we have minus 15 square root of 2. Okay? So again, it doesn't look like it hardly looks like an answer, right? Because we can't actually combine any of these together. But that's how this works. If you want to check if you're correct all the way at the end, you can use decimal approximation. So you just type that line in there. Get this answer, negative 36.33. And hopefully when I put the original in, I get the same thing. So if we do parenthesis, the answers match, then I know that this final answer was correct. Hit pause, try it, see what you can do with it. Unpause, check your answer. All right, in some form or another, we should have ended up with these four components. We should be able to combine together this guy with this guy, because they're both square root of 10s. This guy right here, I should be able to break down into 25 and 2. Square root of 25 is 5, so we got negative 55 times 5. It's negative 275 square root of 2. All right. All of that broke down into negative 275 square root of 2. That actually then is going to be able to get combined with this. So final answer, 60 minus 33, 27, root 10, minus 36 minus 275 is 239 root 2. All right. If you disbelieving, answers match. One more for you to try. Hit pause, see if you can do that. Double check your answer against mine. I should get some combination of those. If you are wondering what strategy I'm using, it's not one that I showed you when multiplying. I'm using a modified distributive property, so I'm distributing this 11. Okay, that's where I get both of these from. 11 times 3, 11 times 1. And then after that, I am distributing this guy, middle term to both of them. So negative 7 times 3, that's where I get my negative 21. Negative 7 times 1, that's where I get my, or negative 1, that's where I get my positive 7. And then I'm lastly distributing this term to both of them. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Okay, so that's what's happening there. That's how I'm getting my 6 terms. It is another way that you could multiply both polynomials and radicals and anything else actually. Then what can we break down? We can break down this. Square root of 4 is 2, so 2 times 21 is negative 42. No more square root part. We can break down this. Square root of 49 is 7. So minus 28, 4 times 7 is 28, no square root part. Nothing else can break down. All we have are things that we can combine at that point. So let's combine negative 42 minus 48, negative 70. Okay. Plus 19 square root of 14 minus 11 square root of 7 plus 33 square root of 2. All right, can't combine any of those things together, so that's the final answer. All right, double checking that they match. Yes. When are you ever going to use this? Probably never. Really what it is a numbers playground. Okay? This skill is actually just here so that you can work on some of your other skills, like how do I multiply? How do I take square roots? How do I combine square roots? What are the factors of of my numbers under the square roots. All right, that's really what it is supposed to build and develop in you. But like I said way at the beginning, if it seems like too much and you have older skills that you haven't passed yet, work on the older skills. All right, work on them. Pass some of the easier quizzes. All right.